You are one step away from a faith so unshakable, so powerful that even the storms of life can't break you. But here's the shocking truth. Most people will never get there, not because God isn't willing, but because they don't understand how faith is strengthened. They settle for weak, fragile faith. Faith that crumbles under pressure, faith that wavers when things get hard, and that's exactly what the enemy wants. But today, we're about to expose a truth that will flip everything you thought you knew about faith upside down. Let's go to 2 Peter 1:3-11. It's a passage many skims over, but buried inside is the blueprint for a faith so strong it becomes unstoppable. Peter isn't just talking about belief, he's talking about a process, a divine formula for faith that grows, expands, and transforms your entire life. God's divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life, not just some things, everything. But it's up to you to develop it. You have the seed of faith, but if you don't nurture it, it remains weak, and weak faith doesn't survive trials. Weak faith doesn't carry you through when the doctor gives you a bad report, when your marriage is crumbling, and when life punches you so hard you can barely breathe. So how do you move from fragile faith to unshakable faith? Peter lays it out like stepping stones, each one building on the last, and what he reveals is mind-blowing. First, goodness. This isn't just about being nice. The Greek word here, aret, means moral excellence, courage, and valor. Faith without courage is like a warrior without a sword. You can't fight spiritual battles if you have no courage to stand. Then, knowledge. Not just knowing Bible verses, but understanding God's heart. Because when you know Him, you trust Him, and trust is what keeps you from sinking when the water rises. Then comes self-control. This is where most people fall apart. Faith without discipline is like a fire with no wood. It burns out fast. Ever wonder why Peter walked on water but then started sinking? His faith was real, but he lost control the moment he let fear take over. Faith must be anchored, not reckless. Next, perseverance. This is where many give up, when prayers aren't answered fast enough, when suffering lingers, and when the weight feels unbearable. But let's look at Job. Satan came for his faith, not his wealth, not his health, not his family. The enemy attacked everything around him, hoping to break his trust in God. But Job held on. Why? Because real faith isn't proven in comfort. It's revealed in crisis. Then comes godliness, not perfection, not a show, a life so aligned with God that your faith becomes the anchor for others. Noah had this kind of faith. He built an ark for 120 years with no sign of rain. That's faith in action. Faith that moves even when nothing makes sense. And then, Peter says, mutual affection and love. Because here's the secret. Faith is not just about what you believe, it's about who you become. Now here's the part that no one talks about. Peter says, if you possess these qualities in increasing measure, they will keep you from being ineffective and unproductive in your knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. Did you catch that? Faith isn't just about survival. It's about impact. Weak faith leaves no legacy. Weak faith influences no one. Weak faith has no power. But faith that grows, that matures, that's the kind of faith that changes lives. This isn't just about getting through tough times. It's about rising above them. It's about becoming the kind of believer who walks into a room and the atmosphere shifts. It's about having a faith so strong that even when life knocks you down, you don't stay down. Now let's talk about the 4 bonus facts most people miss when it comes to faith. Bonus fact 1, even Jesus grew in faith. Luke 2:52 says, and Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. If the Son of God grew, why do we assume our faith should stay the same? Bonus fact 2, faith can be measured. Jesus often told people, you have little faith or you have great faith. That means your faith isn't just an on-off switch. It can increase or decrease based on how you nurture it. Bonus fact 3: faith moves God, but obedience activates miracles. The woman with the issue of blood, she moved. The blind man, he washed in the pool. Peter, he stepped out of the boat. Faith isn't passive, it requires action. Bonus fact 4: faith is tested for a reason. James 1:3 says, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. When God allows a test, it's not to break you, it's to build you. Every test prepares you for greater. So here's the question: where is your faith today? Are you nurturing it, strengthening it, growing it, or are you letting it stay stagnant, weak, and vulnerable? Because the truth is, you have everything you need. God has already placed it inside of you. Now it's your job to develop it. If this video spoke to you, don't just walk away, do something with it. Leave a comment, share your thoughts, take a step in faith today, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel because this journey of faith is critical for growth and survival.